The 2012 Major League Baseball season is upon us. In just a couple of days, the best baseball players in the world will spit gallons of sunflower seed shells onto countless dugout floors and try to not get caught using steroids, all while trying to win a championship. Here, for your viewing pleasure, the 2012 MLB season preview and postseason predictions. Let's start with the division everyone at Pacific actually cares about, the NL West. With the Padres and the Rockies fighting to not finish in last place, the division is a three-horse race between defending champion Arizona, the suddenly magical Dodgers, and the 2010 World Series champion San Francisco Giants. Now, barring another horrific injury, the Giants should be back on top. San Francisco will make up for a horrible ending to last season with the division title. They beat out Arizona, who finishes second, and Los Angeles, who finishes third. The NL Central will feature the Cardinals not only trying to defend their title, but doing so without Albert Pujols, who left for Los Angeles of Anaheim. Thankfully for them, and the Cubs, Astros, Reds, and Pirates, the Brewers also saw Prince Fielder leave for the American League. This leaves the division wide open. Still, last season's World Series champions have enough pieces left over to claim a division crown. The same two teams who made the postseason last year make it back this year, just in reverse order. The Cardinals win the division, while the Brewers claim the wild card spot. The NL East features the most intrigue in the National League. The Marlins have gotten a complete facelift, not unlike many of their fans. The Phillies are hoping Ryan Howard bounces back from a gruesome and completely unnecessary Achilles injury. The Braves are trying to respond from last season's epic collapse. Yes, we will get to the Red Sox eventually, okay? Now shut up. With the Nationals and Mets still being the Nationals and Mets, it's down between those three teams. However, unlike their basketball counterparts, I don't see the Miami Marlins gelling together quite as instantaneously as the Heat did. They will not make the playoffs. Rinse, lather, and repeat for this division as the Phillies win while the Braves sneak into the wild card spot. In the American League, Albert Pujols brings a rival to the Rangers in the AL West in the form of the Los Angeles of Anaheim Angels. The A's will finish ahead of the Mariners, but neither will challenge the Rangers or the Angels for the crown. Pujols and C.J. Wilson, forgot about C.J. Wilson, didn't you? Will without a doubt close the gap. However, Yu Darvish will lead the Rangers to a Division three-peat, while the Los Angeles Albert Pujolses of Anaheim will get a wild card spot. The AL Central featured literally the biggest free agent move. Prince Fielder makes last season's champion Detroit Tigers the odds-on favorite. With the Royals making sure the basement is nice and clean, the only team capable of challenging Detroit is Minnesota, unless Joe Mauer has another injury-filled season and screws up my fantasy team. Again. The Indians and White Sox aren't quite there yet. Thankfully, the world will be spared from watching the Minnesota Twins be swept by New York again, and the Tigers will easily take this division. And now, the AL East. The Yankees didn't spend $500 million this offseason, which is weird, although they probably did advise Magic Johnson's group to vastly overpay for the Dodgers. The Red Sox will try and forget all about last season under the reign of the sometimes mustached Bobby Valentine. The Orioles and Blue Jays will duke it out for fourth place, with Jose Bautista sending Baltimore to the basement before bolting for New York in the offseason. Unfortunately, the Yankees will probably lead the division, but the Red Sox will atone for last season by not collapsing and ending this nightmare of an offseason for fans while the Rays' magic finally runs out. In the wild card round, the Battle of the Bees goes to Milwaukee, while the Sox upset Albert Pujols and 20-something other guys. Maybe C.J. Wilson too. The NLDS will see the Giants beard-slapping the Cardinals, while the Phillies go past a battered-up Brewers squad. In the ALDS, revenge will be a dish served quite often, as the Tigers make up for last season's loss to Texas by beating them in the ALDS this year, while the Red Sox keep it rolling and do the world a huge favor by eliminating the pinstripe piles of money and sending them packing. Revenge will continue in the NLCS, with the Phillies exercising some major demons by beating the Giants and advancing to the World Series. I'm sorry, Giants fans. And I'm also sorry, Red Sox Nation. For my bias must end there. Tigers will advance to the World Series. And now for the big dance. Prince Fielder finally helps Detroit answer the question, "Where's the beef?" with, "Oh, you like beef? Well, I got a World Series ring. How do you like them beef?" The Tigers edge the Phillies and take the World Series championship. To wrap up my segment, here's a little bit that was supposed to go in last week's show. Here are the top 5 Tim Tebow to the New York Jets jokes. Number 5. Tim Tebow will switch jerseys from 15 to 19 as a Jet just to make sure Mark Sanchez doesn't hit on him. Number 4. In the Bible, Jesus could cure leprosy. But can Tim Tebow cure gangrene? Number 3. Lots of questions have been asked about Tim Tebow and the Wildcat offense, but none have been asked about him avoiding New York City's Cougars. Number 2. 10:42 in New York. What Tim Tebow calls bedtime and the rest of the Jets call appetizers. And number 1. Tim Tebow and Mark Sanchez met today, but they have yet to shake hands. Tim keeps going wide left, while Mark keeps slapping Tebow in the knee. Credit for these hilarious jokes go to the even funnier Twitter account entitled Peyton's Head. Well, thankfully for me and certainly for you, that's all the time I have. This has been the Pro Sports Update with Ruben Dominguez. Back to you guys.